Remember when streaming was the hero, the cable killer, the anti-buffoonery button? One app, $8, everything you love. Yeah, about that. Somewhere between love is sharing a password and pay $3 more to remove ads you never asked for, streaming turned into the villain. Prices up, libraries shrinking, shows vanishing, region locks everywhere. And if you blink, your digital purchases can be revoked in edge cases. Example, Sony's PlayStation Store removed hundreds of Studio Canal titles from German and Austrian libraries in 2022. Not stolen, just gone. So let's be real. Piracy didn't rise because people suddenly love breaking the rules. It's back because streaming broke the deal. Stay with me. We'll rewind to the golden age, follow the money into Hollywood's boardrooms, and then sail straight into the new high seas. No eye patch required. By the end, you'll know exactly why 2025 made normal people say, you know what, I'll just download it. Deep breath. Let's set the stage. There was a moment. If you were there, you felt it. When Netflix cost $8 a month and felt like a miracle. No originals yet, no billion-dollar content wars, just a single, massive library. You'd open the app, pick anything, and hit play. Done. Fast forward to now. Your monthly escape from cable looks suspiciously like cable. Netflix, Prime Video, Hulu, Max, Disney+, Paramount+, Apple TV+, Peacock. That's before you add the niche stuff. Curiosity Stream for docs, Crunchyroll for anime. The total? We're talking over $100 a month, and that's just to recreate the old everything in one place feeling you used to get for $8. In 2025, the average US household pays about $69 for roughly 4 streaming services, and churn is highest among Gen Z and millennials. Over 50% canceled at least one service recently. And yes, half those tiers still push ads unless you pay more. Even worse, the bait and switch. Some platforms added ads to paid plans and upsold an ad-free add-on. By June 2025, third-party tracking estimated around 4.8 men per hour on Prime Video versus around 2.2 men per hour at US launch, nudging more viewers toward the pricier tier. Industry tracking in mid-2025 pegged many shows in the 4 to 6 minute per hour range. Surveys showed only about 9% said they'd pay the $2.99 ad-free add-on, while around 22% said they'd cancel. Frustration was real, not downgraded, canceled. And your monthly budget isn't just TV. Add a music sub, your cloud storage, even maybe a ChatGPT plan too. Some car makers flirted with feature subscriptions, heated seats, etc. And at least one, BMW, briefly tried heated seat subscriptions in July 2023, but scrapped the idea after backlash. Suddenly, entertainment is competing with everything else you rent from the modern world. So what do regular people do? They trim, they juggle, they binge and cancel and resubscribe and repeat, or they take the path of least resistance, the thing that's always one click away and always has what you want. The thing streaming was supposed to replace: piracy. But hold up. Before we hoist the flag, we need the why, because the story behind this mess isn't just studios got greedy, it's bigger and uglier than that. Hollywood today isn't run like old Hollywood, it's run like a spreadsheet. For 2 decades, private equity treated studios as distressed assets you buy with borrowed money, strip for parts, and flip. Classic leverage buyout. Think MGM in the mid-2000s, a legendary library, Bond and Rocky, dragged down by debt. Equity firms swoop in with billions of borrowed cash, larger studio partners jump aboard to cherry-pick the IP, and the target takes on even more debt to make the whole deal work. Net effect, the crown jewels get carved out, the rest gets starved. Rinse, repeat, resell. It didn't stop at one studio. The last 20 years are a blur of buyouts. Theater chains, audience measurement firms, entire talent agencies. Silver Lake scooped up WME, then IMG the next year. Suddenly, one private equity shop had its hands on a gigantic slice of the talent pipeline. Media coverage? Consolidated. A single conglomerate snapped up the trade mags that are supposed to watchdog the industry. Convenient. What happens inside a company after the confetti settles is always the same. Costs cut, staff trimmed, short-term numbers up. Then, the hangover. Fewer writers, fewer editors, fewer weird, risky shows that take a season or 2 to find an audience. Everything turns into safe IP and reality TV because it's cheaper and it fills a grid. Remember Breaking Bad? 5 seasons across 5 straight years, from 2008 to 2013, each one landing like clockwork. Now, you're lucky if your favorite series crawls back every 2 years. Delays, rewrites, budget panic. Stranger Things stretched so long that season 5 drops in 3 parts, November 26th, December 25th, and December 31st, 2025. Time wins. Want the punchline? While the product thinned out, the bill went up. Enter the squeeze. When debt and quarterly targets set the agenda, fixes migrate from balance sheets to your living room. Ad tiers, price bumps, pull downs, and paywalls. Here's the playbook. Step 1, raise prices just a bit. Step 2, add an ad tier that feels like the old price. Step 3, charge more to remove those ads. Step 4, crack down on password sharing. Even if your brand once tweeted, "Love is sharing a password." Step 5, pull shows from the library to dodge residuals. Step 6, rotate licenses so fast you can't trust what you're paying for. You feel it when a series you love, say Westworld, just disappears from a service you already pay for. You feel it when The Office hops platforms again. You feel it when a show is on in one country but invisible in another. So you're suddenly Googling which app has this in Australia, plus which VPN works, before you even hit play. And the "you own it forever" promise of digital purchases turns out some stores can restrict titles later. You didn't buy a movie, you bought a permission slip. This isn't hypothetical. Sony's PlayStation Store removed access to hundreds of Studio Canal films that people had bought in Germany and Austria in 2022. Meanwhile, Netflix, now the biggest, most profitable pure streamer, spent roughly $17 billion on content in 2024 and still couldn't license the whole universe because rivals hoard their best stuff. That forces everyone into originals, which are expensive and risky and not guaranteed to keep you subscribed. Only the giants can stomach that burn. Netflix's momentum didn't stall either. By Q4 2024, Netflix crossed 301.6 million paid memberships after a record quarter. Amazon, Netflix, Disney, when you combine apps, everyone else, losses. Paramount's direct-to-consumer unit posted heavy losses in 2023, then narrowed in 2024 as cost came down. Peacock, owned by Comcast, lost about $2.7 to $2.8 billion in 2023. Even Disney lost billions that year on streaming despite sheer size. The math is brutal. What do struggling platforms do when the math is brutal? They squeeze harder. What do customers do when they get squeezed? They leave or they pirate. 10 years ago, pirating meant torrents, clients, seeding, sketchy files, malware roulette. Annoying, risky, not something your aunt would do. People aren't pirating because they hate creators, they're pirating because the legal option made itself worse. If a series splits seasons across different platforms, if your purchase can vanish, if a movie you just heard about is paywalled behind a platform you don't want, and 3 others you don't want, what do you expect a normal person to do on a Friday night? It's the path of least resistance, always was. And here's the plot twist you might not expect. The biggest streamer in the world is weirdly insulated from the damage. We'll talk about that next. Okay, that's the viewer side. On the business side, who actually loses when people defect to the high seas? What if piracy hurts Netflix's rivals more than Netflix? So, does piracy wreck everyone equally? Nope. Netflix plays by different rules. When Netflix launched streaming, pirate sites were clunky. Torrents took time. You needed weird software and a little courage. Netflix won on convenience. But today, most pirate sites stream on demand with slick menus that look suspiciously familiar. The gap closed. Netflix knows it. Netflix's SEC filings explicitly list piracy among competitors, e.g. its 10K filings, and its 2024 10K still describes an extremely broad competitive set. Proof the pirates are in the arena now. Scale cushions the blow. Subs are sticky. People cancel later than they complain. And Netflix somehow keeps growing. Why? Because Netflix can afford the burn. $17 billion on content in 2024 buys you a moat. Smaller streamers can't keep up, and the ones losing the most money, they squeeze. Prices up, ads in, libraries trimmed, all of that pushes frustrated viewers toward the site with the little skull icon. Meanwhile, Netflix's scale makes it the last one you cancel. The rivals bleed first. Middleweights are hurting. Analysts increasingly frame scale as a moat, with only the very largest platforms feeling durable. Only Amazon, Netflix, and a combined Disney stable really live near that zone. The rest? Red ink. In 2023, Paramount lost roughly $1.6 billion in streaming, Comcast lost about $2.7, even Disney posted multi-billion losses that year. That kind of scoreboard forces short-term moves, hike prices, add ads, cut shows, pray. And those cuts? You feel them. Westworld vanished to dodge residuals. Disney Plus quietly removed originals. Netflix keeps rotating its catalog. Even You Own It digital purchases have been restricted or deleted in some stores. If the legal path keeps moving the goalposts, people don't chase, people download. Meanwhile, the world outside your TV got stricter. In the US, the Supreme Court let Texas's age verification law for adult sites stand in June 2025. And in the UK, Ofcom's Online Safety Act rules brought in mandatory age checks into force on July 25. 2025. Some governments rolled out age verification rules for adult sites, and courts have upheld them in places like Texas. Meanwhile, more countries use court-ordered site blocking against piracy. That doesn't fix streaming, it just makes normal users more likely to look for unofficial solutions that work everywhere. Now let's zoom out. Everyone says streaming broke, but is the format broken or the business model around video? Music solved this a decade ago. Napster and LimeWire made buying a $10 CD for one song feel silly. iTunes made legal digital easy. Then Spotify made legal digital easier than stealing. One app, one price, almost every track. Result? Music piracy plummeted because the legal option became the path of least resistance. If you want to stop piracy, you have to offer a better service than piracy. Video never unified its catalogs the same way, so the incentive to pirate stuck around. Instead, Hollywood financialized everything. Private equity didn't buy studios to make art, it bought distressed assets to flip. The MGM case is the template. Leverage, carve out the crown jewels, pile on debt, sell the rest for parts.
In the short term, the stock looks good. In the long term, writers and actors get paid less, release cycles slow down, and risky scripted projects get replaced by cheaper reality filler. You felt that in your queue. You felt it in the 2-year gaps between seasons. You felt it when Breaking Bad-style consistency became a unicorn. And yes, the nickel and diming is real. The ad-free promise got rewritten. Some platforms jammed ads into plans you already pay for, then charged $3 extra to erase them. A chunk of younger Prime Video users noped out entirely when ads arrived. Add niche services on top, docs here, anime there, and your cord-cutting bill creeps past $100 fast. That's how you accidentally rebuild cable, with more logins and fewer jokes. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Piracy didn't win because people love stealing. It won because it stayed simple while streaming got complicated. One side has your movie tonight. The other wants you to subscribe, bundle, upgrade to remove ads, add another app for the sequel, and use a VPN if you're in the wrong country. Which button do you think people hit at 9:47 p.m. on a work night? But we're not done. If music is the blueprint, what would it take for video to copy it? And what happens if the fix does arrive? Does that kill piracy, or does it just push it into a smarter shape? Next, two futures: the mega bundle super app or a wild, decentralized world where creators beat studios at their own game. If music gave us a map, then video has two roads ahead. One is clean, corporate, and boring. The other is messy, risky, and weirdly exciting. Let's walk both. Future A, the mega bundle super app. Picture this. Your home screen has one big tile. Open it and you get everything. Movies, shows, sports, news, tabs for each studio. One password, one bill. Think of it like streaming's cable box, but smarter. Search one time, hit play, done. We're already seeing mini bundles congeal. Hulu on Disney Plus launched in the US for bundle subscribers in 2024, and Disney says it will fully integrate Hulu into Disney Plus in 2026 via a unified app, with the standalone Hulu app expected to phase out. And how it happens, rivals stop pretending they can win alone. They merge apps, share tech, and quietly rebundle. We're already seeing it with the put everything under one roof moves. Add live sports, toss in a news tab, give families a sensible plan, and for once, just be honest about price. If it's going to be expensive, at least make it comprehensive. Why it might work? Convenience crushes chaos. One login, one library, no scavenger hunts. Search that actually searches. Not, we don't have it, but we'll get it for you. Predictable windows. If a movie leaves one corner of the bundle, it still lives in the bundle. We've also already seen the pre-bundle phase hurt HU on Disney Plus rolled out in 2024 before the deeper 2026 integration. Where it fails? If it turns into cable 2.0 with extra fees, ads inside ad-free, and surprise price hikes, we're back at square one. People won't pay more for the same headache. Also, the splashy venue sports JV, Disney, ESPN, Fox, WBD, was scrapped in early 2025. Coordination is hard even when everyone says they want it. Future B, the wild decentralized stream, now the weird road. Imagine creators publishing direct. Episodic shows, films, docs, sold or rented from the source, verified with watermarks, tracked on a ledger that says, yes, this is the real thing, and here's who gets paid. Think Patreon meets pay per episode meets a legal P2P network that doesn't collapse when one company changes its mind. Why it might work? Fans pay people, not middlemen. The split is clear, fair, and instant. Niche wins. Small shows with real audiences don't get buried because a quarterly report says algorithm. Resilience. If one storefront dies, your purchase doesn't. Your license travels with you. Where it fails? Friction. If every creator creator uses a different app, we're shattered again. Curation. Without a good homepage, you drown in choices. Piracy pressure. If the legal path is slower or worse, the high seas still look shiny. Which one do normal people pick? Easy. The one that presses play fastest with the least drama. That's your North Star. Let's get practical. If the industry really wants to pull people off pirate sites, here's the starter pack. Number 1. One search to rule them all. A universal finder that's built into your TV. You type a title, it shows all legal options, the price, and the play button right there. No hopping apps, no guessing regions. Number 2, honest tiers, clear prices. If a plan has ads, say it. If ad-free costs more, say it once and stop moving the goalpost. Kill the $3 to erase the ads you just added. It's petty and everyone feels it. Number 3, library stability. If a platform licenses a show, lock a minimum window in public. Available through June next year. When it leaves, warn people. No silent vanishing act at midnight. 4. Real ownership for digital purchases. If I buy a movie, I can download it in a standard format, keep it offline, and move it to devices. Not a permission slip, a file. 5. Global fairness. Same title, same week, same price. Region locks make viewers feel like second-class citizens. When the legal option treats you unfairly, the unofficial one looks fair. 6. Smarter bundles. Build family plans that actually save money. Let me share across households if I'm paying a premium tier. Don't treat my college kid in another city like a rule breaker. 7. Creator transparency. Show how the money splits. If viewers know their dollars keep the show alive, they're more likely to stay. Do even half of these and piracy loses its best friends, confusion and delay. Do all 7 and it loses its oxygen. Viewers aren't dumb. They learned 3 big things this year. 1. You can cancel fast. Bin it, bail, return later. No loyalty tax. 2. A missing show is a deal breaker. If the thing you want isn't there, you don't wait, you go find it. 3. Ownership is fragile. When a store restricts something you paid for, trust breaks. And when trust breaks, the pirate ship looks stable. That's the lesson the music world took to heart years ago. Make legal easier than illegal, and piracy melts. Ignore that rule, and the high seas stay busy. Disclaimer: this isn't about cheering for piracy. Creators deserve to be paid. Crews deserve healthcare, not just hope. But if the legal path makes paying feel like a penalty, normal people take the path of least resistance every time. What would make you pay again? One button for everything, or tipping your favorite creators directly? Tell me below. And if this helped clarify the chaos, tap like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell, because next episode, we test whether the mega bundle dream can survive real-world math, or if the best shows at 2026 are premiering where you think they are. Streaming didn't just fail to kill piracy, it resurrected it. And this time, the industry has no one to blame but itself. Ahoy, mateys! Welcome back to the high seas.